our last talk in on vaguely narcissistic naming conventions. No, I'm just kidding. Fulton Around, Brady Fulton. Just click from beginning right there.
Hello, I'm Brady Fulton, also known as AT Nomad. I am unemployed, I am homeless, and I'm touring around the country with my family. Oh, and I also have a third child on the way. So that might be scary, especially if you're my mother or my wife's mother. But to be honest, we're not that scared. We made choices to be exactly where we're at right now, and we're happy to be doing what we're doing. We chose this. I'm going to start telling you a story. It's going to start last year before NOMCON, when I tried to drive that van to Santa Fe. It broke down in Payson, Arizona, which, if you know Arizona, is only 90 miles from Phoenix. I didn't get very far. That van did not make it to NOMCON, but I did, and it was a great experience. So this year, we decided we were going to drive again, and so we left in November. Should be plenty of time. I'm not by myself. I do have my wife, our 2 kids, our dog Molly, and our third child to come, traveling in that van, and we call it Fulton Around. This journey, this adventure, is not just about going to national parks, though we do. It's not just about swimming in dirty water, which according to my wife is anything that's not a pool. And it's not also about getting bug bites, though we do. It's about exploring a field that I'm very passionate about. It's assistive technology, and I got introduced to it when I got a job at the Adapt shop. So assistive technology, what is that? Let's break down that jargon real quick. The definition: assistive technology is any item, piece of equipment, software program, or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional capabilities of persons with disabilities. Big long jargon definition for it. It helps people do things. So the Adapt shop, it was a dream job for me. It was great. I got to work with families. I got to help kids meet developmental goals that they were unable to meet before we saw them. And so we would make them assistive technology devices. I'm carrying some of our products that we would provide, things like seating chairs to help kids sit up so that they can reach out, so that they can feed themselves. These are some of our simpler ones. The small one, the white one is a floor sitter. Just helps a kid sit upright so that they can interact with other kids on the floor. A little more intense with the wood one, so we get them up to a table, or they have that tray on the back that they can interact with. That white thing in the bottom right is called it's just an easel, just to get something upright so that they don't have to bend over. It helps them play and learn. Those are some of our more simple solutions. Stuck. Boom, I broke it. All right. It also gets more advanced, though. So this is another seating solution that we made. It's got tilt in space, so depending on how much trunk control the child had, we could tilt them back to make it a little easier on them. It had adjustable headrests. The headrest and the knobs are 3D printed. We contour the foam on a big CNC machine. We 3D print the chest harness to help them stabilize their pelvis. There's lots that we were doing. So this was my playground. I'd go to work and I'd make fun things. I think it's stuck. I think I get to, yeah, this is like, all right. Here's some of the, here's some pictures with kids, which we love because we get to see their smiles. We get to see them benefit from what we were making. Maisie there is driving a adapted. Oh, now it's going to do it to me. So why am I here? Why am I talking about this? Well, I'm talking about your opportunity. How can you make a difference? If you didn't know, this was supposed to be in the Make a Difference track, but I'm happy to be presenting it to you guys. You are connected to makerspaces. Let's catching up. Is that 15? Whoa. Okay. Some programs. AT Makers. Bill's here in the room, the other green shirt. And he's got a really active Facebook group. So if you want to get involved with making assistive technology, come check it out. Another one, Makers Making Change, It's a program from a company or an organization, Neil Squire Society, up in Canada, and they've got a great repository of projects. So when you're teaching people how to use your tools or you want to learn things, you can make assistive technology instead of making a Yoda head. Another group, Magic Wheelchair. If you were here last year, you might be familiar with Magic Wheelchair. I'm happy to say that I'm part of a team that we're building one that we're going to deliver tomorrow. So stick around and you'll see that after the awards ceremony. Go Baby Go is another great program that you could get involved with. They provide the resources to switch adapt these Power Wheels cars to give children independent mobility, which is it's a great opportunity for the child. That's why I was talking about it early. Okay, now I get to talk about your makerspaces and where you're involved in. No Yoda heads, 3D print switches. It's different skill sets depending on how elaborate the switch is. You can find them on Bill's site at atmakers.org. You can find them on the Instructables. You can find them all over the place. Or you can do laser cut key guards so that people can interact with touchscreen devices. And it's a great resource. This is something you can make, you and your community, and you can bring them to therapists and they will love you for life. I'm Brady Fulton, and I'm Fulton Around the United States this year. And thanks for letting me share my story.